made a gesture to my face. They said I looked hurt.
Jury selection begins this morning in Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. Court TV cameras will be there for it all. Plus,
in the charge, you may return one of three verdicts: 1, not guilty; 2, guilty; 3, not guilty by reason of insanity.
closing arguments begin this hour in the Michael Barrisone attempted murder trial. The former Olympian's fate will soon be in the hands of a jury. And later,
a man had been shot to death in his business. I thought I was going to see maybe a robbery type incident, but we didn't find anything like that.
testimony set to resume later today in the romance novelist murder trial. Nancy Brophy is accused of murdering her husband for the life insurance. The lead detective expected back on the stand. It's all ahead right here next on Court TV Live. Good Monday morning and welcome to Court TV Live. I'm Ted Rollins. Glad to start off another week with you. Another busy week here at Court TV. We're watching two courtrooms. In fact, this morning in Virginia, actors Johnny Depp and Amber Heard are set to come face to face in just a few minutes. Jury selection begins this hour in the multi-million-dollar defamation case. Depp is suing his ex-wife for $50 million in damages for career setbacks he says were caused by an op-ed that Heard wrote back in 2018. In response to Depp's suit, Amber Heard is pursuing her own $100 million defamation countersuit. Also this morning, in New Jersey, closing arguments expected to begin at any moment in the trial for the former Olympian accused of 2 counts of attempted murder at his New Jersey farm. We'll take you into court. Michael Barrisone, his fate will soon be in the hands of a jury. But first, we need to, let's get you caught up on the libel case in Depp versus Heard. And we understand that Amber Heard has just made her way to the courthouse, walking in. This is a live look at Amber Heard walking into what is expected to be a trial that will last several weeks. Johnny Depp also expected to arrive today. It is jury selection today. And you'd think, oh boy, a case like this with these two going at it, it's going to take weeks to pick a jury. Actually, the judge in this case believes that they can get a jury picked possibly by the end of today. Our team is there. Our cameras are there. We're going to watch this entire civil proceeding play out together. But before that, let's get caught up on this mess that has gone on for years. And to get us up to speed, here is Court TV legal correspondent Janley Painter.
Pirates.
Johnny Depp, the star of such blockbuster franchises like Pirates of the Caribbean.
I'm so sorry, were you still talking?
Was one of Hollywood's highest paid actors, commanding tens of millions per film.
He's exactly what you want to be if you want to be a Hollywood A-lister.
Elizabeth Wagmeister is chief correspondent at Variety magazine.
You want to be family friendly, you want to be taken seriously by the industry, and you want to have a bit of sex appeal when it comes to your personal brand. But of course, this entire trial really changed the whole face of Johnny Depp's reputation.
The trial, Depp versus Amber Heard. This once married couple has been feuding since they split in 2016, and the drama has spilled into courts in the U.S. and overseas. Here in Fairfax, Virginia, the two square off in this courthouse. Depp is suing his ex-wife Amber Heard for defamation. He claims she damaged his reputation when she wrote about domestic abuse in this op-ed that appeared in the Washington Post in December 2018. Depp wasn't named in the article, but he claims in his lawsuit that the article implied he abused her. And as a result, he has lost movie roles and faced public scorn.
Any defamation case has a difficult road to hoe, but in this one, I think it has a particularly difficult chance of success.
George Freeman was in-house counsel at the New York Times for more than 30 years and is now executive director of the Media Law Resource Center.
The first defense really is the most basic defense in libel law, which is truth.
In order for Depp to win, he not only has to prove that the allegations are false, but that Heard acted with malice or intentionally lied about the alleged abuse.
So he really has to prove that she made it up out of whole cloth. And I think that's a stretch to ask a jury with all the evidence that exists, to ask a jury to believe that she made it up and she wasn't abused at all is a very, very hard burden to meet.
Depp has already lost a similar libel case in London. He sued The Sun for calling him a, quote, wife beater. A judge there found that the newspaper had proved the article was substantially true. But the U.S. trial will be different. A jury will decide the case, not a judge, and his appeal among fans could be a factor.
He knows that he has a large fan base, even throughout this entire legal battle. So Johnny Depp could also feel empowered by knowing that he does still have a fan base behind him.
Depp's case is unusual for another reason, according to Freeman.
Johnny Depp sued Amber Heard in this case, but not the Washington Post. Generally speaking, in 9 out of 10 cases, in a libel case, you sue the media that publishes as well as the person who's making the accusation. Yet he never sued the Washington Post in this case, which leads to the conclusion that this is really, in the end, a marital fight that has now grown into the American court system.
And we're going to bring you gavel-to-gavel coverage of this trial. In fact, lead Court TV anchor Vinny Politan is on site there, live in Fairfax, Virginia. He'll be there all week and host his show, Closing Arguments, each night from 8 to 11. Hope you'll join us then. And, of course, we'll have the trial playing out all day long here on Court TV as soon as it gets underway. Jury selection, again, beginning today. Joining us now, 2 former prosecutors and trial attorneys. Rosalind Charles, she's in West Orange, New Jersey, and Imran Ansari is in New York. Good morning to both of you. Rosalind, what's your take on this Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard? Are you surprised it got here and both sides are sort of entrenched with this? We heard the expert in Shanley's piece kind of saying it's a marriage dispute that spilled into the justice system. Your thoughts?
Disagree at all. I mean, what we have here is just 2 celebrities behaving badly, and it's ironic that it comes in at this time period when we had the salacious activity last week at the Oscars. I'm very surprised that we're here seriously considering this matter. He suffered a loss in overseas with respect to these same allegations, and now he's here to parade. He and Amber are here to parade their I'll say marital contretemps before, salacious before the public in this particular case. And I don't see where his fan base plays a role in this. The only people that are going to play a role in it is the jury, assuming it even gets beyond to the other side's case. But we do have counter complaints. So yeah, I'm surprised.
Imran, how difficult is this for Johnny Depp in terms of winning to prove to a jury that there was no basis to it and that Amber Heard just made this whole thing up to get him? That's the basic hurdle that he's got to get over.
Yeah, Ted, well, this case follows New York Times versus Sullivan, which is the landmark defamation case here in the United States, where Johnny Depp is going to have to prove that Amber Heard acted with actual malice, because Johnny Depp is a public figure, that she acted with actual malice, meaning that she made these statements to the press with intentional lying or a reckless disregard for the truth, Ted. So the burden is going to rest with Johnny Depp as the plaintiff to come forth in this court, put forth evidence to show that the statements made by Amber Heard that he alleges to be defamatory were in fact false. And and we talked about it earlier, that he had the case in the UK versus The Sun. Of course, the burden is different in the UK in terms of the defendant having to show that the defendant's statement was true. Here, the plaintiff proves falsity, and it follows that landmark New York Times versus Sullivan case. But what you also have here is just a lot of Hollywood drama playing out in the court of public opinion. Of course, we are in the court of law starting today. But, everyone is watching this because Johnny Depp, he is a celebrity, including Amber Heard. We've seen him lose the case in the UK. So we have to see now the burden is a different burden here. We have, and of course, it follows the Sullivan versus New York Times standard. New York Times versus Sullivan standard. And we're going to see if he has what it takes to meet his burden and prove that these were defamatory statements and not just an exercise of free speech or opinion, because, the statements made by Amber Heard were couched in an opinion piece. So it's going to be very interesting in terms of defamation law. Those who follow defamation law will be following this trial particularly closely, Ted.
Yeah, a lot of people will be following it because of a little bit for the star quality and the interest in this the law, because it is a fascinating case, and we're used to criminal cases here at Court TV. This will be a great opportunity for all of us to watch a civil trial play out. Expected witnesses, well, they are some A-listers as well. James Franco, Paul Bettany, Elon Musk, Ellen Barkin, Amber Heard, of course, and Johnny Depp. How, Rosalind, does that possibly change the equation if these were two people no one ever heard of and the witnesses were non-celebrities? It would be a different story. Probably wouldn't even be here. But how does that change it, and how important does that make today? Jury selection for both sides?
Well, the jury's everybody's going to want to be on this case, and they're just going to say anything to get on this case just to view some of the witnesses. But how does it change it? I don't. Certainly, it's not going to change the facts that are going to be elicited. I don't think that any juror is going to find a particular celebrity just because they're a celebrity more or less credible than an ordinary person. So. Just adds to the glitz and glamour. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to take away from what will happen at the end of this case. And I don't see Depp being successful in his pursuits of Amber, if you will.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Two suits going on. It's going to be a couple weeks at least, the trial, and we'll have it for you, along with our other trials.